The focus of the work in the early days of the park was to enhance the scenic beauty of Enfield Glen by creating trail systems and other amenities which would enable visitors to more safely and completely the amazing scenery. Robert H. Treman's dedication to his work shows how this connection with the park goes far beyond the initial donation of the land to the state.
The last 20 years of his life were dedicated to the preservation of the landscapes of New York and the creation of park spaces for the enjoyment of New York's residents. He undertook these efforts first as an interested party and part of the organizational body for the Enfield Glen Reservation, and later, after its creation in 1924, as the president of the Finger Lakes Parks Commission. One of his efforts included bringing in landscape architect Warren Manning from Boston to consult on a master plan for the park's trail system. Manning also worked on the design of the stone bridges and buildings in the park at the same time that he created similar designs for the campus of Cornell University. Many of these designs were implemented through the actions of Robert Treman and the employees of the park during the 1920s. Additional projects were completed by the Civilian Conservation Corps, or CCC, during the Great Depression. A CCC camp was created in the park in May of 1933. For the next 8 years, the men of the CCC worked on improving the infrastructure of not only Enfield Glen, but also the other parks in the Finger Lakes system. In the summer of 1935, however, their work changed from construction to reconstruction when a major flood washed through the park on the evening of July 7th. This disastrous flood destroyed a great deal of the work done by the park's employees in the 1920s and some of the work undertaken by the CCC in their first 2 years. Much of the remaining 6 years that the Enfield Glen CCC camp was active was dedicated to rebuilding the washed-out trails, bridges, and buildings of the park. During this time, Robert H. Treman's ceaseless work for the Finger Lakes Parks Commission came to an end with his death in 1938. In commemoration of his many efforts, the Enfield Glen Reservation was renamed in his honor following his death. Plaques dedicated to Robert and Laura Treman can be found in both Robert H. Treman State Park along the Rim Trail and in Buttermilk Falls State Park on a drinking fountain near the swimming area. Their son, Alan, continued in their footsteps by staying actively involved in the expansion of the Finger Lakes Park system, including the addition of the marina which bears his name today.